Yogurt seems harmless, right? A creamy, tangy little cup that promises probiotics, heart health, and better digestion. It feels safe, comforting even. You picture fresh fruit, clean dairy, something your doctor might even approve of. But what if I told you that many of the most popular yogurt brands in America are more like dessert than health food? Hidden sugars, artificial flavors, and preservatives quietly sabotage the very health benefits they claim to deliver. For seniors, especially those managing heart disease or diabetes, one spoonful could be doing more harm than good. Let's start with one of the biggest offenders on grocery store shelves, a name that's been around for decades, Yoplait Original. The commercials paint a sunny picture, smiling families, bright mornings, and that familiar swirl of fruit at the bottom. It looks wholesome, nostalgic, something you could trust. But peel back the foil lid and you'll find the truth hiding under that creamy top layer. One single serving can contain up to 25 grams of sugar. That's more than a Snickers bar. Imagine spooning candy-level sugar into something you thought was good for your heart. When you dig into it, the top layer feels smooth, but reach the bottom and you hit thick syrup territory. That sweetness doesn't come from ripe strawberries picked at sunrise, it comes from concentrated sugar corn syrup and artificial flavoring. For someone watching blood sugar, that's a dangerous mix. Those 25 grams can cause glucose to spike fast strain. The pancreas raise blood pressure and stress the kidneys. If you're on insulin or heart medication, that so-called light snack can throw your whole system off balance. Yoplait knows how to play the game. They use words like original and images of fruit and flowers to make you feel safe. But consumer watchdogs have flagged the brand multiple times for hiding sugar under different names. Fructose corn syrup solids and other sweeteners that sound less threatening than they are. Even the FDA categorizes many flavored yogurts nutritionally closer to desserts than to health foods. One retired dietitian put it perfectly, you're better off with half a donut. At least you know it's dessert. The contrast is sharp when you look across the Atlantic. European regulations are stricter. Yogurts sold overseas often have less sugar cleaner ingredients and tighter labeling laws. The same brand that sells health food here would be classified as dessert over there. It's a reminder that marketing can be far more powerful than truth. So what can you do? If you love that creamy texture and fruit flavor, there's an easy fix. Skip the flavored cups and buy plain yogurt instead. Add your own fresh fruit at home. Strawberries, blueberries, even a drizzle of honey if you want a touch of sweetness. You'll control the sugar instead of letting a lab do it for you. It's cheaper, cleaner, and your heart will thank you. That little swirl of fruit at the bottom isn't farm fresh. It's a blood sugar ambush in disguise. And Yoplait isn't alone. The next so-called light yogurt hides its own set of dangers, this time dressed up in the language of fitness and self-control. Coming in at number 8, Dan & Light and Fit. On paper, it's everything you'd want: low calories, heart-friendly promises, and packaging that practically glows with health. It's the yogurt you see in every diet aisle whispering guilt-free indulgence. But once again, the promise doesn't match the product. Underneath that shiny label is a cup full of artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose, ingredients that might cut calories but come with a heavy chemical price tag. These compounds have been flagged in multiple FDA and consumer reports for potential side effects like headaches, insulin confusion, and kidney strain. For seniors managing medications, these additives can quietly interfere with how the body reacts to treatment. The texture gives it away too. Instead of the creamy, slightly tangy taste you expect from real yogurt, Light and Fit has a chalky texture and an artificial sweetness that lingers. One food blogger joked, "It tastes like someone whispered the word strawberry into a packet of Sweet and Low." Artificial sweeteners don't just fool your tongue, they confuse your body. When your brain senses sweetness without real sugar, insulin can still react, leading to unpredictable blood sugar swings. For anyone with diabetes, that's a dangerous guessing game. And then there's the preservative problem. Some varieties include sodium benzoate, harmless in small doses but risky when combined with heart or kidney medications. So what's the alternative? Go back to basics. Choose plain Greek yogurt, the kind with no added sugar or chemicals. Add your own fresh fruit or a drizzle of honey if you crave sweetness. That way you know exactly what's in your cup. No artificial aftertaste, no hidden sodium, no tricks. The betrayal here is subtle, but deep. You think you're choosing health, but you're really buying a lab product dressed up as wellness. Dannon Light and Fit isn't light in chemicals or marketing spin, it's just light in truth. And if this surprises you, hold on because the next yogurt on our list hides candy right inside the cup. Healthy Hues Wellness will keep peeling back the layers to reveal what's really sitting on your breakfast shelf. Fake sugar, real risks. Many yogurts that promise to be light and healthy rely on artificial sweeteners that do more harm than good. These ingredients might shave off calories, but they add chemical stress your body doesn't need. Sodium benzoate, a preservative found in some of these so-called healthy options, is another quiet offender. On its own, it may not seem dangerous, but when it stacks up alongside medications and aging kidneys, it creates unnecessary strain on the body. That's not the kind of stress a yogurt should ever deliver. If you truly want lower calories without chemical baggage, go back to the basics. Choose plain Greek yogurt, the kind that needs no disguise. Add your own fresh fruit or a drizzle of honey if you need sweetness. That way you know exactly what's going into your body. No chalky aftertaste, no fake flavors, no surprises. The difference in taste and texture is immediate. It's creamy, clean, and satisfying in a way that no artificial substitute can mimic. The betrayal from these fit yogurts runs deep. You think you're buying something heart-friendly, but in reality it's more costume than nourishment. Beneath the label, it's a lab creation, not a farm product, and most people never realize it until the damage is done. Now let's move to the next yogurt that hides an entirely different kind of deception. Coming in at number 7, Chobani Flip, a fan favorite in grocery aisles known for its crunchy toppings and creamy base. One side holds the yogurt, the other side the mix-ins clusters chocolate bits, cookie crumbs. It's presented as a fun, playful treat with probiotics and a satisfying crunch. On the surface, it feels like a wholesome snack. But when you open that lid, what you're really holding isn't health food, it's dessert disguised as wellness. A single cup of Chobani Flip can pack up to 20 to 22 grams of sugar, nearly as much as a frosted cupcake. The yogurt itself is already sweetened, and those crunchy toppings only pile on more. For anyone trying to manage blood sugar, especially seniors on medication, that's a setup for a crash. The sensory experience tells the truth your eyes don't see. The yogurt feels gummy instead of smooth, while the candy bits stick to your teeth. Stir it together and it becomes a sticky, candy-coated mix that coats your tongue in sugar. This isn't about probiotics anymore, it's about masking sugar with texture. Too much sugar actually kills off the very probiotic cultures your gut needs. So while you think you're improving digestion, you're undoing the benefit with every spoonful. Nutritionists have warned that these mix-in toppings add empty calories and no real nutrition. The FDA has even raised concerns about how these products are labeled. In Europe, candy-like add-ons wouldn't even qualify as yogurt under food safety standards, yet in the US they fill supermarket shelves with a health halo. For a truly healthy crunch, keep it simple. Use plain Greek yogurt toss and some nuts or seeds and top it with real fruit. You'll get protein, probiotics, and texture without the sugar avalanche. It tastes fresher, cleaner, and actually nourishes you instead of tricking your taste buds. The betrayal cuts especially deep here because Chobani built its name on being the healthy alternative. Yet with the Flip line, the brand crossed into the candy aisle. Many people who trusted that label for wellness are unknowingly feeding themselves glucose spikes and long-term strain on the heart and kidneys. The crunch may sound innocent, but beneath it is a gut-level deception. Now, if mixing candy into yogurt already sounds absurd, the next story takes the word organic and twists it in a far more dangerous way. Coming in at number 6 is Stonyfield Organic, a brand wrapped in promises of purity. The packaging shows green fields, happy cows, and the comforting word organic printed in bold. It feels safe, even premium. But appearances can deceive, and this one hides a bacterial threat that's far from wholesome. Stonyfield Organic has been flagged multiple times by the FDA for potential contamination with Listeria monocytogenes, a bacteria that poses serious health risks, especially to older adults. For seniors or anyone with a weakened immune system, Listeria isn't just unpleasant, it can be life-threatening. It attacks the body quietly and often without clear warning signs. Imagine opening a cup of yogurt expecting that familiar creamy tang, only to find a faintly sour metallic scent, a subtle sign of contamination that many people might not even notice until it's too late. According to CDC data, seniors over 65 are 4 times more likely to be hospitalized due to Listeria infections than the general population. That's a staggering number for a product sold as safe and pure. It feels like a betrayal because organic is supposed to mean trust. Families pay more for these labels believing they're protecting themselves from chemicals and contamination, yet the recalls show that even the most premium brands aren't immune to careless handling and manufacturing gaps. A dairy industry whistleblower once said, "Listeria doesn't care if the cow ate organic grass." That blunt truth cuts through the illusion. The problem isn't just the label, it's the system that allows a trusted brand to let its guard down. For older adults with heart disease, kidney issues, or compromised immunity, the risk is far too high. If you still prefer organic options, look for smaller regional brands with transparent sourcing and recent inspection records. Choose plain organic Greek yogurt from trusted local dairies and add your own fruit. You'll get the clean nutrition you expect without the hidden bacterial gamble. Stonyfield's story is a harsh reminder that sometimes the word organic is just another marketing shield. Even brands that promise purity can hide invisible dangers. The only real way to stay safe is to take control of what's in your food. Read labels, research your brands, and remember true health doesn't come from clever packaging. It comes from awareness, simplicity, and honesty about what we put into our bodies. Healthy Hues Wellness will keep uncovering the truth behind the foods we trust every day. One spoonful of contaminated yogurt can lead to fever chills, muscle aches, or even hospitalization. Data from the CDC shows that adults over 65 are 4 times more likely to be hospitalized from Listeria infection than younger people. And this danger does not come from obscure or unregulated factories. It hides inside well-known brands proudly displayed in organic sections across the country. The promise of purity has turned into false comfort. Consumers pay more for the word organic, believing it protects them from contamination, but even premium labels can fail when oversight weakens and safety slips. A dairy expert once said Listeria does not care if the cow ate organic grass. That truth cuts through the illusion of safety. For seniors with heart problems, kidney disease, or weakened immunity, the risk is real and often invisible. The safest approach is to simplify. Choose smaller regional brands that publish their sourcing and inspection results. Even better, buy plain organic Greek yogurt from local dairies and add your own fruit. That choice keeps control in your hands and reduces the risk of hidden bacteria. The irony is painful. A company that spends millions claiming purity ended up under FDA recall. Many people thought they were buying health, but instead bought a path to the emergency room. A cup that promised wellness carried the risk of illness. From the illusion of organic safety, the story shifts to another hidden problem disguised under protein claims. Number 5 on the list is Siggy's Icelandic Skyer, a thick, high-protein yogurt that quietly delivers too much sodium. On the surface, it looks perfect, a brand rooted in Icelandic tradition with clean labels and simple ingredients. Fitness articles praise its high protein content and minimalist design. But beneath that image, the flavored varieties reveal a different story. Each serving offers about 9 grams of protein but can contain up to 100 milligrams more sodium than plain yogurt. That small number adds up quickly, especially for those managing blood pressure or heart medication. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium daily for people with hypertension. One flavored cup can quietly consume a large portion of that limit. Yogurt should not act like a hidden salt trap, yet some versions do just that. Consumers describe the texture as dense and slightly dry with a salty tang that cuts through the sweetness. Instead of a fresh fruit taste, it leaves a chalky aftertaste. Insiders have mentioned that flavored versions are reformulated with preservatives to extend shelf life, especially those shipped long distances. The label looks clean, but by the time it reaches store shelves, it is no longer as pure as advertised. Sodium is not harmless. It strains the kidneys, raises blood pressure, and can weaken the effect of medications. For seniors, that extra sodium is like adding pressure to an already fragile system. The solution is to return to simplicity again. Choose the plain unsweetened version if you enjoy the thick texture and add natural sweetness with berries or honey. It keeps the nutrition while avoiding unnecessary sodium and preservatives. The hidden danger is that many flavored cups promote themselves as healthier choices while tipping the sodium scale higher than competitors. People think they are choosing better, but their blood pressure often says otherwise. True health does not come from marketing or labels. It comes from simple, honest ingredients that nourish the body without tricks or hidden costs. Protein with a side of pressure spikes, and sugar-free is not always safe either. Number 4 on the list is Oikos 000, the yogurt that proudly declares 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors, and 0 fat. On the surface, it looks like a dream come true, the perfect fitness snack for anyone watching their heart health or waistline. The marketing makes it sound like a miracle food. But beneath that sleek label, the truth is far less flattering. It may be sugar-free, but it is far from risk-free. The secret lies in the sweeteners. Instead of natural cane sugar, Oikos 000 relies on stevia and sugar alcohols such as erythritol. At first, these ingredients sound harmless, even natural, but research has shown that these sugar substitutes can still trigger insulin spikes, creating instability for those managing diabetes or blood pressure. A 2020 FDA review found that sugar alcohols may cause bloating, digestive discomfort, and unpredictable changes in blood sugar levels. For seniors who take insulin or kidney medication, this combination can turn a simple snack into a game of chemical roulette. Studies have also linked heavy use of these sugar alcohols to kidney strain and increased cravings. So while the label claims to save you from sugar, your body may still end up paying the price. Even the taste tells a story of compromise. Consumers describe the texture as gummy and elastic, clinging to the tongue with a bitter edge that lingers long after each bite. The glossy ads show a smooth, creamy yogurt, but the reality feels more like pudding gone wrong. That artificial coating in your mouth is not the sensation of health. It is the taste of chemistry overtaking nutrition. Behind the scenes, former employees have revealed quiet reformulations. One ex-marketer admitted that the brand needed to preserve the illusion of being sweet while maintaining its zero sugar image. Their solution was to rely heavily on sugar alcohols. In other words, marketing came first, chemistry second, and your kidneys last. This matters because fake sugar does not mix well with real medicine. Blood pressure pills, insulin treatments, and kidney medications depend on stable body chemistry. When you introduce unpredictable artificial sweeteners, it is like shaking the operating table during surgery. For seniors or anyone managing chronic conditions, that instability can have serious consequences. The real solution is simple. If you want a low-sugar yogurt, skip the gimmicks. Choose plain Greek yogurt and sweeten it yourself with the natural ingredients like fresh berries or a dash of cinnamon. That way you stay in control of what enters your body. No chemical tricks, no hidden risks, just real food. Oikos 000 may claim victory over sugar, but it hides its losses behind the label. It wins the marketing game while your body absorbs the cost. The lesson here is clear. Sugar-free does not always mean healthy. A clean label can still carry dirty secrets. And if artificial sweeteners sound concerning, the next story takes the problem to an even more alarming level. Number 3 on the list is Phage Total, the Greek yogurt giant, once celebrated as the gold standard of purity. For decades, Phage built its reputation on simplicity and authenticity. Thick, velvety, rich in protein, it promised a wholesome product straight from the heart of the Mediterranean diet. But the reality is darker. FDA recall notices have documented contamination incidents, including batches containing actual metal fragments. Imagine scooping into a creamy bowl expecting smoothness, only to feel a sharp crunch against your teeth. Customers describe the texture as gritty, unsettling, like biting into sand mixed with custard. That kind of experience shatters trust instantly. Even when the product is free from physical contamination, another hidden problem remains. Many of the flavored varieties contain between 120 and 150 milligrams of sodium per serving, far more than plain yogurt. For people managing high blood pressure, that hidden sodium load turns a healthy habit into a daily risk. One cup might not seem like much, but when combined with other foods throughout the day, soups, bread, sauces, the salt builds up fast. Your kidneys work harder, your blood pressure rises, and medications struggle to keep up. Phage once symbolized clean eating, but these numbers tell a different story. Even trusted giants can slip, leaving consumers to bear the consequences. Excess sodium strains the kidneys, increases blood pressure, and undermines the very heart health yogurt is supposed to support. For seniors whose systems are already more sensitive, the effects multiply. The irony is painful. A product once praised for its simplicity has become a complex risk. What used to represent balance now hides imbalance in every spoonful. The message is not to abandon yogurt, but to question what hides beneath the lid. True health comes not from glossy labels or claims of purity, but from understanding what your food really contains. What begins as a probiotic boost can quickly turn into a recipe for heart strain. European regulators set stricter limits on sodium and additives, but once again, American consumers, especially seniors, end up with the short end of the spoon. If you enjoy the thick texture of phage, the safest choice is to stick with the plain version. Add your own fresh fruit or a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor. Skip the flavored tubs that hide sodium spikes. Better yet, choose lower sodium Greek yogurt brands like Wallaby Organic, which preserve the creamy consistency without gambling with blood pressure. One spoonful of phage total might chip more than your diet. It could chip your teeth too. Moving to number 2, Activia by Danone. The yogurt that smiles at your stomach while quietly flooding your bloodstream with sugar. The commercials paint it as the probiotic dream, clinically proven to support digestion and gut balance. But the reality hides behind the label. Some flavors contain 18 to 20 grams of sugar in a single small cup. That is more than half the recommended daily limit for seniors. The question becomes, is it gut health or a gut trick? The experience itself gives the truth away. The texture is thick and syrupy, more dessert than yogurt, with an artificial fruit scent that lingers on the tongue. One reviewer described it as pudding dyed pink and spiked with cough syrup. That is not digestive medicine. That is chemical candy disguised as wellness. The consequences are serious. For those managing diabetes or blood pressure medication, that sugar bomb undermines the very stability they depend on. High sugar intake blunts insulin response and weakens probiotic effectiveness. So while your gut might feel lighter for an hour, your blood sugar behaves like a roller coaster. Doctors warn that these constant swings strain the heart, the kidneys, and the medications meant to protect them. In Europe, Danone's Activia formula often contains less sugar due to stricter regulations. Here, consumers get the sweeter, cheaper version wrapped in cheerful marketing. The result is a probiotic scam disguised with a smile. The taste reveals the same story. The natural tang of yogurt is lost under heavy syrup. The strawberry flavor tastes more like melted candy, while vanilla resembles liquid frosting. A clinical nutritionist once joked that it is yogurt trying to be cake. If you want genuine probiotic support without the sugar storm, stick with plain Greek yogurt and add your own berries, or choose unsweetened kefir for natural tartness. Both provide gut benefits without spiking blood sugar or overwhelming the body's chemistry. Activia may make your stomach feel better for a moment, but in the long run, it is your heart that pays the price. Finally, at number 1, Yoplait Go-Gurt. The squeezable tube that children cheer for, but parents should think twice about. It looks like fun, colorful, and convenient, a playful snack made for lunchboxes. But behind that cheerful packaging lies a serious problem. Each tiny tube hides more than 10 grams of sugar, turning what should be a light snack into a disguised candy bar. Open the tube and the illusion disappears. Bright neon goo slides out, staining fingers like melted crayons. The texture is gummy and rubbery, with a taste closer to fruit-scented cough syrup than dairy. One parent described it as squeezing toothpaste that smells like perfume. The sugar spike that follows is not limited to kids. Adults grabbing one for convenience face the same issue. The rapid sugar absorption stresses the kidneys, spikes blood glucose, and sends blood pressure climbing. For anyone on diabetes or heart medication, that clash can dull the effectiveness of treatment and strain the organs. The problems go beyond sugar. Artificial dyes like red 40 and yellow 5 create the bright glow stick color that appeals to children but carries health concerns. The FDA has flagged these additives repeatedly, and some European countries restrict or require warning labels for their use. Yet they remain common in the United States. What is sold as a playful snack for kids becomes a hidden risk for everyone. Yoghurt represents the perfect example of marketing overpowering health. It promises convenience, fun, and energy, but delivers a sugar surge and chemical additives. The smarter option is simple. Choose real yogurt cups, plain or lightly sweetened, and add fresh fruit for natural flavor. Real food does not need neon colors or artificial sweetness. It gives energy without deception and nourishment without regret. Midway through a tube of Yoghurt, the sweetness becomes overwhelming. The fruit flavor tastes artificial, almost medicinal, and it leaves a sticky film that coats your tongue, forcing you to reach for water. This is not digestion-friendly yogurt. It is sugar sludge disguised as fun. The better solution is simple. Real yogurt cups, plain or lightly sweetened, provide true probiotics without the chemical overload. Add a handful of fresh fruit and you get natural sweetness and fiber that Yoghurt could never deliver. Parents deserve better for their children, and adults deserve better for themselves. That playful tube is less of a snack and more of a direct sugar injection. But not every brand is built on deception. A few still do it right, starting with one that proves less truly is more. Coming in as the first genuinely safe pick, Siggi's Plain Skyer shows that simplicity never goes out of style. While most yogurts drown in sugar dyes or hidden salt, Siggi's Plain version removes all the clutter. No candy mix-ins, no neon colors, no fake fruit perfumes, just a short list of real ingredients and a texture that feels the way yogurt should. The company markets it as simple and clean, and for once the promise matches the product. It tastes real because it is real. When you dip a spoon into a cup of Siggi's, you find thick, smooth Skyer with a gentle tartness and a clean finish. There is no bitter aftertaste, no gummy coating left behind. It feels rich yet natural, pure in its flavor. This is what yogurt was before companies turned it into dessert. Nutritionally, it delivers what the body actually needs. Each serving offers around 14 to 15 grams of protein and contains no added sugar. That means it will not spike your blood sugar or pressure. For those watching their diet or taking diabetes or heart medication, this is a rare food that supports rather than sabotages. Compare that to the popular brands sitting nearby on grocery shelves. Many of them pack 18 to 20 grams of sugar into a single serving, while Siggi's keeps it at 0 added. It is almost shocking how rare such honesty has become in American supermarkets. In Europe, cleaner dairy standards are the norm, while here consumers have been trained to expect sweetened yogurt disguised as health food. Siggi's may cost a little more, but consider the trade-off. A few extra cents at checkout, or the long-term cost of medications and hospital visits caused by hidden sugar, sodium, and chemicals. The choice is clear. For flavor, you can still personalize it naturally. Add a drizzle of honey or a handful of berries and you get balance without the lab-made syrups. Siggi's Plain Skyer proves that yogurt does not need tricks to taste good. Fewer ingredients, less sugar, more genuine nutrition. And for those who want something organic done right, the second safe pick delivers exactly that. Wallaby Organic Greek Yogurt offers creamy comfort that keeps its promise. After all the sugar bombs, sodium traps, and artificial additives from other brands, this one feels like relief. Wallaby markets itself as organic, simple, and honest, and this time the product lives up to every word. The ingredient list is short, the sourcing is certified organic, and there are no hidden syrups or artificial dyes. The difference is noticeable from the first spoonful. The texture is smooth, thick, and naturally tangy. There is no neon color, no sticky residue, just yogurt that tastes like milk, and live cultures not like a science experiment. The flavor finishes clean, not coated. In a market crowded with tubes flips and 000 gimmicks, that kind of purity stands out. Nutritionally, Wallaby plays fair. Its sugar levels are low, protein levels steady, and the organic production process minimizes exposure to chemicals. For people managing blood pressure, kidney strain, or sensitive digestion, that balance matters. It keeps the body steady without the spikes and crashes caused by sugar-heavy brands. Even the flavored versions remain light and modest in sweetness. Unlike big-name competitors that rely on marketing more than integrity, Wallaby has avoided major FDA recalls and hidden ingredient controversies. It is one of the few American yogurts that genuinely belongs in the safer category. In Europe, consumers benefit from strict limits on added sugar, but in the United States, Wallaby stands as an exception, offering similar quality and safety standards. If you have been disappointed by neon-colored Go-Gurts or sodium-packed Skyer cups, Wallaby is the alternative that restores trust. Add your own fruit or stir in a few nuts and it becomes a balanced, wholesome meal. It proves that creamy comfort does not have to come with a price. Real yogurt should nourish, not deceive. True health does not need bright colors, artificial flavors, or hidden formulas. It only needs honesty, simplicity, and care in every spoonful.